uh just and then what can you support when you're off the bench? What other things are you supporting in the community? How are you using your position and your new place of power to advance society and other people around you? But I think that restorative justice, and I think that part where there's that discretion, the judges have that wide range of discretion in how they implement their rulings.
You know what's funny about that? You know, and like I said, I don't know anybody who actually ran for. Well, I know a judge, Judge Olu Stevens. But I know two people that ran for judge, and they didn't get elected. Nicole Compton out of Louisville, and also the person I mentioned that I was engaged to. And one thing I remember when I was engaged to the woman that was an assistant district attorney, which didn't give her the power of a judge, but she was able to exercise some degree of discernment in terms of, because she was prosecuting people, so she could decide how much of a sentence she wanted to give and all that. Is I remember saying to her, I said, "Do you ever worry about running into defendants like in the grocery store? Syracuse ain't no big place, you know." And she said, "Yeah, I see them all the time, and usually those people are very um, appreciative of the fact that she was fair. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't, and then they're not. It's not like they're happy because she gave them light sentences. Because sometimes she would, you know, you really did something where you need to be punished. So that was kind of scary. Like she could just drop that 20-year sentence like nothing, and but she would explain it and whatever. And so what I found is that people have a real appreciation for fairness, you
Hmm.
know, like a respect for it. Even if you were harsh on me, it's like, yeah, I know I messed up. I know I did something wrong, you know. And so I think that to me, that's just so remarkable, because I think that we have a society right now where fairness, truth, and justice is so important. Because if you go all the way up to the presidency, you can't convince me in a million years that what's going on in the White House is fair and just, right? But then here's the problem, though, where people get mad at me is I say I didn't see fairness and justice before. You know, I felt like Hunter Biden should have got the same prison sentence all those black men got, you know, for carrying a little bit of crack, right? Well, how come he ain't in jail too? He get a pardon, but the rest of it, you know, the brothers are going to jail for 20, 30 years. So but now I think justice is more important than ever, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for people that are able to maintain that impartiality in a country that is so divided that it's become disturbing. Are you disturbed by the division and just the extremism and all that stuff that's going on? How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm one of your queens on your, and I go live with your girls twice a week, and so they call me the I'm the honorary optimist. So it's so it's just hard for me to get discouraged. I've trained my mind to be optimistic, and there's not any news cycle that can convince me that we are getting worse. I believe we're getting better. I think it's impossible for us to regress, right? Um,
Wow.
and so that's just, I believe in God, I believe in light, and I believe that and I know that they want to stop what's coming, right? Us waking up and coming into power of who we are. So in many ways, that's why you see so much stuff going on. But if we don't allow ourselves to get caught up in the fray, and keep our own vibration high and bright and focused on, because my birds are still chirping in my backyard. Butterflies are still flying around, and people are still falling in love, and people are still making a whole lot of money. So I'm not
Mm.
gonna let what the news cycle want me to catch my energy up in and be in
Mm.
turmoil. I can't afford to, because remember, I work
Mm.
for myself, so I gotta go. If I'm not, if my energy ain't calling in money, I don't eat.